previous video, we saw about how to have a remote environment setup. In this video, we look into the local environment setup. So there are two common ways to go with. One is the Anaconda package management, and another method that we can follow is combining pip and virtual env as the package management. Okay, so the preferred way that I use is Anaconda. So it is a wonderful platform for data science. We'll explore more on Anaconda. Anaconda is a free and open source distribution for Python and also R. It aims to help make package management very easy. So the distribution is available for Windows, Linux, and also Mac OS. So we look into what Anaconda is and how to install it. Okay, you can just search Anaconda. uh, the platform comes. So here we want to go and see the individual edition. Okay, so here's our individual edition. More than 20 million people have downloaded it worldwide. So it comes with many machine learning toolkit, like from NumPy to all these other toolkits that are available. It's quite easy and it's very. It also provides a GUI with Anaconda Navigator. Okay, so you can click on install Anaconda, which gives you with the Anaconda installer for all the different kinds of OS. So you can choose the Python 3 version, which will be mostly the 64-bit. So you can download it, and the installation is pretty straightforward. Okay. So once you have installed, you will be having the Anaconda Navigator and Anaconda prompt. First, I will show you the Anaconda Navigator. So the Anaconda Navigator is a GUI which helps you to work with Anaconda. Okay, let it load. So it takes a while to load. So here's the Anaconda Navigator. As you can see, I'm actually in my base environment. So you can open your launcher Jupyter Lab or a Jupyter Notebook or even Spider with another IDE. We'll discuss on that, and also VS Code and also RStudio. I have to install it before I'm launching it. So this is a GUI, and I have various. I can manage my environment over here. These are the various environments that I have right now, and I can also create new environments. And these are the various packages that are installed in each environment. Okay, this provides a GUI based accessing. Okay, you can. These are the various communities, and this is what Anaconda Navigator actually provides. Okay, since we have seen the GUI part, let's look into the uh, command line prompt also. So you have to go to Anaconda prompt. It opens the cell with the base directory, base environment. Okay, so you can just search conda command will be there. These are various optional arguments that you can pass to the conda command. So first we'll see what are the various environments that we have already created. So you can use the command. So I'll just clear it. So you can just type conda info hyphen envs to see the various environments that we have. So I have a base environment which I am currently in. I also created few other environments. Okay. So to create a new environment, you just have to give conda create hyphen name ml env. I'm creating a environment. So what it does is it creates a new environment. It's stored in the C drive under envs. So it's done. So to activate, I just have to give conda activate mln to activate the particular command. So before that, currently I'm in the base directory. Okay. So I can use the command conda list to see all the packages that are there in the base directory. What is the current with the current directory? So these are the packages that are available in the current directory. Okay, I'll just clear the screen. Okay, what I'm going to do is now I am going to activate the mln directory. Conda activate ml underscore n. So what it does is it changes my current working environment to mln. So now I can list the directories that are available in this particular thing. As you can see, there is no directory since this environment is newly created. There is no package that is there. So what I can do is I can just conda install numpy to this. So you can also use pip install. So I'm just installing conda installing numpy. So just look in the MKL over here, MKL random, MKL FFT. I'll just give a recap on this later. Okay. So all the dependencies are installed and the thing gets the package gets installed. So I'm just doing it for time being. So this is how it actually works. So these are just some basic commands that are present in Conda. And similarly, you can also use pip package management with virtual N. I will also try to look into it. So NumPy is a quite huge library by itself. So it also installs pip along with it. So once you are using Conda, inside Conda you can also use pip as a package manager. So we are almost getting it done. Yeah, it's done. So if I now I can start with Python, import NumPy. It should work. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just closing this. Exit. Yeah. So we are currently in MLN. So you can also start notebook. So one more thing that I wanted to say is conda activate. Yes, let me go to the base directory again. So what I can do is I can spin Jupyter Notebook. So we saw Jupyter Notebooks and Jupyter Labs in Colab, right? So I can spin a Jupyter Notebook with Jupyter. I'll start with Jupyter Lab. So if I enter the command over here, the Jupyter Lab instance would be created, which is actually running in my local system. Okay. So I can create the new documents over here. Okay. So I can create files, Python the file over here. Similarly, okay. This is for Jupyter Lab. Similarly, I can close this. And I can also open Jupyter Notebook. So currently I'm in my C directory. I can go to my D directory and open Jupyter Notebook. So this is the Jupyter Notebook. As you can see, you can just open a notebook and the file system is in the before place. It's not in the better viewing that we have in the Jupyter Lab. Jupyter Lab is more comfortable and more easy to use compared to Jupyter Notebook itself. Okay, fine. I'll just stop this also. Yeah, these are the simple commands that we saw. So let's get back to the slides. So we see how to install the Anaconda and also we saw some of the basic commands. So Jupyter Notebook or Jupyter Lab is not the only IDE. We have other IDEs like PyCharm and Visual Studio Code. So PyCharm is more suitable when you're going for a full-fledged Python project, not a data science project, but a generalized project. Okay, like you are building a website using Django. Those kind of situation, PyCharm would be more suitable. Okay, this is just a command comparison between Conda and pip and also virtual N. So we saw how to install a package, like we install NumPy, like Conda install NumPy. That's the package name. You can also update a package, Conda update that particular package name. Similarly, for pip, you have to use pip install and the package name, and similarly update. Okay. And to uninstall in Conda, you have to use the command remove. In pip, it is uninstall. To create a new environment, you have to create Conda create the environment name alone. You can also add the Python version, but it's optional. Okay. Uh, you can't create an environment using pip because pip consists of only one environment. Okay. To create manage multiple environments, you have to actually use virtual env. We'll look into it in the next slide. So to activate environment, you have to use conda activate. Since there is only one environment, these three commands would not be there in pip. So to activate a particular environment, we have to use conda activate the environment name. Similarly to deactivate, conda deactivate. You can search for several packages. Similarly, you also have the pip commands to search. Okay. And you can also pip install a particular package from particular channel. So a channel is a different place where you can search for package. We have Conda and we also have Conda Forge. So you'll be looking into it. So Conda list helps us to list all the packages in a particular environment. Similarly, we have pip list. We can also use Conda list export to export a package packages. And similarly, we have pip freeze. So we use this command in a collab, right? So see all the packages with the version. And similarly, we can list all the environments using conda info hyphen hyphen envs. Okay. And finally, we can install pip inside conda and conda inside pip. And we can also change the Python version. So I will share the link to this particular resource. Before that, we'll see the next page also, where you can combine pip along with virtual end to make the environment management also. So this is how you actually create a virtual environment, and you also deactivate a virtual environment. These are the commands. So this is the command to activate a particular virtual environment. Source the virtual and activate it. Okay. So you can. I personally prefer Conda over pip and virtual env, but you can also use them effectively. Okay. So I'll just share the source with it where I actually found this document. So I'll share you the link to this particular document. So it gives all the conda commands that you will be requiring. And here's a wonderful comparison between conda, pip and virtualenv. So for more details, you can refer this documentation. So we'll get back to the slides. Yeah, that brings us to the first part of our first section. So we have completed Colab and Jupyter Notebooks right now. In the upcoming videos, we'll be looking into the NumPy for scientific computing. I hope you learned a lot from this Colab and Jupyter Notebook setup. So right now we have laid the foundations for you with the environment that you require to work in your machine learning project. In the upcoming sections, we'll be looking into various packages that we will be using to towards making your machine learning journey. So thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.